Hey everyone, welcome to the Google Maps Playbook for pest control professionals. So this is a complete step-by-step breakdown on how to rank your Google Maps listing in when someone's looking for a pest control company in your city. So anybody that doesn't know who I am, my name is Gary. I am the owner of Pest Control SEOs. As the name suggests, all we do is SEO for pest control companies and pest control professionals throughout the entire North America region, United States and Canada. And this is a step-by-step guide on how to rank your Google business profile. So without further ado, I'll go into the first slide here. So this is the complete digital dominance method for your pest control company. So there's a lot of different ways that you can market your pest control company, starting with SEO, PPC, retargeting ads, paid online directories, repeat and referral business using things like email marketing or social media, pay per lead, and then programs within your company, right? Gift cards, newsletters, rewards programs, and stuff like that. What we're going to focus on here is SEO, and more specifically within SEO, we're actually going to focus on Google Maps. So it's within the field of SEO, we're going to focus on Google Maps today. But I do need your attention, please. So the first thing I ask is if you turn your cell phones off, get off any Facebook or Instagram or TikTok from your phones. And if you're a pest control business, right, and you're serious about getting more results, then this next 25 to actually 30 minutes are going to be very important, and will actually change the trajectory of your business in terms of getting more of a lead flow. And so what we'll cover today, there's a few things. The first is we'll cover the latest update with the Google Maps listing. Google's consistently updating or changing the way that the Google Maps listings actually show up on the first page, and how they decide who shows up on the first page. So we want to keep up to date with that, and also we'll go over the latest updates. 5 biggest issues that could be preventing you from ranking, and our proven model for actually ranking in the 3 packs. That's what you want to see, is the proven model of what we do to really rank our customers and rank our clients all over the country. And there's some tools that systemize and automate the heavy lifting, and you don't want to be sitting there doing everything step by step, because that would not be a good use of your time. So there's luckily there's tools out there that systemize and automate a lot of the heavy lifting. So who am I, and why should you listen to me, right? So I'm the author of a complete guide to internet marketing for pest control companies. I actually wrote this book. It's about a 210-page book. You can go on my website and actually download this book for free and get your free copy. It will actually go over all those things that I mentioned about internet marketing for pest control companies. It actually goes over all of those step by step, including this as well. So go ahead, you can go to pestcontrolseos.com/SEO book, and you can actually download that. I have 7 years of experience with helping pest control companies all across North America grow their business online. And we've actually ranked some of the national keywords like pest control or pest control company, and some of the most competitive cities like pest control in Austin, pest control in Los Angeles, pest control in Phoenix. And so all these different most competitive keywords across the entire country, we actually rank some pest control companies. And that's why we're actually widely accepted as the premier experts in the internet marketing space for pest control companies. We are current members of the National Pest Management Association, and we actually work with some of the top board members there on their websites as well. And there's dozens of pest control business owners that you can go on our site, take a look at some case studies of how we actually help them take the next step, not only in what I will go over today, but as a whole with their entire complete online marketing strategy. And that's what we do, right? This is some of our client results, of course. So we're very, very driven on the fact that it's just not about rankings. It's just not about positions. It's about the number of calls, the number of leads that you drive, and how much you actually grow your business year over year, month over month. And so we're actually very driven on the KPIs of growing the business and increasing the call count and increasing the sale count. So do Google Maps really matter? And how kind of help explain this question. And so out of this right here, this section right here, the Google Maps section, to this day, 44% of the clicks and calls actually come from this Google Maps section. Within an area where now there's Google Ads, Google Local Service Ads, organic, 44% of the clicks and calls actually still come from this. So to answer your question, yes, Google Maps definitely matter still. And why are these map listings important, right? So getting in this section over here is, again, like I said, not only is it 44%, but there's no entry, like there's no barriers here, right? So if someone looking for example pest control Temple, Texas, we rank our client the Buckmaster here #1 in Temple, Texas. They don't need to, all they need to do is take a look at your reviews, take a look at your review rating, and Google actually tells you how many years they've been in business, and they don't actually have to land on a landing page. They don't have to fill out any contact forms. They can actually click on the call button here. I mean, there's a website here, but they can click on a call button here, especially on the mobile phones, and get on a call with them within seconds. There's no kind of a barrier there for them to be able to get on a phone with a pest control company. And it's very important because pest control services are often more emergency services. They want to get on the phone with someone to take care of their pest problem fairly quickly, so this is the key. And in terms of their website and their strategy overall, so their investments with us is total about $22.98 per month, and their average cost per lead is about $2.57. And if you break that down, we can see that they have 196 organic calls, 658 maps calls, 37 web forms, leading out to about 891 lead total. And you can see that 658, which is the vast majority of their calls, come from Google Maps. And they have multiple locations, but 651 of them actually come from all their locations combined. Same thing with Pest Control Reseda. So this is Facility Pest Control, a client of ours in the Los Angeles region. And you can see if someone's looking for a pest control company in Reseda, they are the first company that shows up. And you can see the top 3 results. They have actually the most amount of reviews in this section as well. Incredibly easy for them to get, for a client to actually get in touch with them. And you can see with their Google Business Profile, $15.98. They are a smaller location, so this Reseda is a little bit of a smaller population. So about 120 Google Maps calls, but $6.49 per lead. About half of their leads actually came from the Google Maps. Of course, organic calls and web forms, which is from their website as well. Half of that account from there, and then half of them account from Google Maps. And then we'll show you another example here. This is Vince Pest Control, which is located in the Richardson, Texas area, and you can see again the first ranking company there. And you can see that although reviews matter, and I'll kind of go over that in a little bit, but you can see that they actually have less reviews than this company over here, but they still rank #1 because there's lots of other factors that are involved in ranking, and now they actually get the vast majority of the calls from this listing. And they have multiple listings, but you can see again more than half their calls actually come from Google Maps. So 351 of those calls of the 676 leads that they actually get on a monthly basis total are from Google Maps. I'll give you another example. Not just pest control in the city name, but like something like bed bug control in Kingwood, Texas. So this is our client, Full Scope Pest Control. Again, they rank #1 for someone looking for bed bug control in Kingwood, Texas. And this is an all kind of omni-channel strategy where you can see that they rank in the Google Maps, but they also rank organically with their Bedbugs Kingwood page over here. So now if they don't get called over here, they're likely to get clicked on here, and we have a nice landing page for someone to come on to and give them a call easily there as well. And you can take a look again, the $5.44 average cost per lead. 168 of their 275 leads actually come from their Google Maps. And again, a lot of these businesses have a couple locations, a couple of offices, but you can see that the vast majority, more than 50% for the vast majority of the clients, actually come from the Google Maps. So again, to reiterate, yes, Google Maps drive calls, right? You can't just rely on pay-per-click alone. You can't just rely on home service ads alone. You can't just rely on like pay-per-lead like Yelp or Angie's List, or just the organic strategy alone. You have to have a good Google Maps strategy as well. Some of the biggest changes that have taken place over the years. So previously we saw that there used to be about 7 results in the Google Maps, and now they've only brought it down to about 3. So they've reduced the amount of real estate that is actually available for Google Maps on a search result. Google's actually servicing paid ads in these map results. So if you take a look, sometimes you'll see 4 results. If you type in pest control in your city, you'll see 4 results. 3 of them will be organic, 1 will be a paid result. So Google's actually allowing companies to pay to be in that top 3, but it'll be listed as an ad and pay for a click every time someone clicks on that. And Google Home Services are live in most major markets. So good Google Home Services ad and Google Maps strategy is really important. And the verification process of your Google Business Profile, post-COVID especially, has become very, very difficult, and it's become very, very specific, so it's really critical to complete the advanced verification process as well. And so previously, as you see, about 7 results, so that no longer exists. It's about 3 results with a mini map above, and this is what the vast majority of our Google business profiles really look like. This is what an overall search result looks like. As I was mentioning earlier, there's lots of things going on. So when I typed in, for example, Vancouver Pest Control, I'm hit with the Google local service ads up here, then I'm hit with the pay-per-click ads over here, and then I'm hit with 3 results of the Google Maps, and then I'm hit with the organic results. So this actually, having said that, still takes 44% of the clicks and calls. So you can understand that where there's 4 different types of places where you can rank, half of them, almost half of the calls and clicks actually come in this section over here. So although they've reduced it to about 3 results, still very, very important. And so if you want to sign up for the local service ads, you can actually go on this link right here, adwords.google.com/local-services/sign up, and you're able to sign up for local services ads if you want to add that part of your strategy as well. And so the best strategy that we often recommend is own the search results, right? Have your local service ads, have yourself listed in the maps listings, and then you can get yourself in the third-party listings like Angie's List or Yext, but have yourself in the organic listings down here as well. So map listings, local service ads, and organic listings are very important. So if you don't feel like paying for ads, or you don't want to pay for the local service ads up here, these two sections are completely free organically. So ranking here and here does not cost anything, whereas here you're paying per lead and here you're paying per click. So this is a little bit different. And so Google actually said it's reduced this fake. So there's a problem with fake map listings up until about 2015, and ever since then, Google's actually started to reduce. And they say that they've reduced about 70% of the fake listings. So now you're going up against. So now you're sure that they're making it very, very difficult to get the verification process for fake listings. Of course, if you're a real business, it's fairly straightforward. But you're going up against real businesses. So Google says it has reduced it by about 70%. And so, what are a few things that could actually be hurting your rankings on the map? So the first is you need an office in the city that you're trying to rank and target, right? So if you're, for example, in the city of, let's just say Richardson, Texas, and you want to rank for Dallas, Texas, that is a neighboring city, you need an office in Dallas, Texas. The Richardson, Texas location will only rank you for Richardson, Texas, even though they're kind of interconnected and they're not that far away from each other. You will need a listing, or you need an office that will actually, you can create a listing with in the city of Dallas, Texas, if you want to rank in Dallas. And one thing is that you should ask yourself is, have you tried to spam Google with fake locations in the past? So Google will actually pick up on this, and it'll be increasingly difficult for you to rank your current listing or create a new listing if you're trying to create a brand new one, if you've tried to spam with Google with fake locations in the past. Number 3 is actually very, very important, and this is often overlooked and often done very often, is the inconsistency of your name, your address, and your phone number. So what I mean by that is, if your Google business profile says, for example, 123 ABC Lane, just as an example, and Lane is spelled out Lane, and then you have a different, like on your Yelp or your Yellow Pages or your somewhere else, it's listed as LN, so it's 123 ABC LN. Now that's an inconsistency because Google will see that as 2 different addresses. We have to have the exact same address listed on your website, not all the different directories and stuff like that you're offline, as well as your Google business profile. Same thing with your name. So if your business name is ABC Pest Control Ltd Limited on your Google business profile, but your Yelp listing says ABC Pest Control without the limited, now those are 2 different businesses, so Google's kind of confused. Google's a robot, it's going to scan all these things automatically, so we want to make sure that we have consistency in the name, the address, and the phone number throughout the entire internet where all our Google business profile listing name, address, phone numbers are listed. And have you tried to spam your city in the company name? So for example, if you're ABC Pest Control and you are in Richardson, Texas, and you've put ABC Pest Control in Richardson as your business profile name in this section here, like your actual name of the business in the Google Maps, now that's also potentially something that might be hurting your Google Maps ranking. If your business is actually Richardson Pest Control and you happen to be located in Richardson, and then that's okay because that's your actual business name. And do you have enough reviews across the web? Of course, all these things combined are going to make a good strategy, but you still have to have a lot of reviews and good reviews on your Google business profile, because that kind of gives an indication to Google that you're a legitimate business and your business that does that gives good customer service because you have good reviews coming in. And so what's our proven formula for getting ranked in the 3 map pack, right? So there's a few things. The first is, as I was mentioning, getting into directories and having that name, address, phone number consistency is very important. So we actually do Google business profile, get your business in citations, or your business citation created on a monthly basis, as well as in the beginning. Good reviews. Again, I touched up on that. It's very important to have good reviews and a good on-page strategy, good on-page SEO strategy, because although the Google map and your website aren't directly related, they are in a way where Google sees your business as a presence online as a whole. And so your website and your Google business profile, you want to have a good strategy for everything combined. So the first thing, claim and optimize your Google business profile listing. So the first thing is you want to make sure that you have a login for your Google business account. So if you don't, you want to claim your listing and make sure that you're able to log in. Second thing is update your company name to read company name. Again, example, don't add keywords in there. Don't add Best Pest Control Company or Pest Control Company in Richardson, Texas with the name of your company. Add your website address. Again, this is going to create a very important inbound link. Use a local number. So don't use a 1-800 number. Don't use a number that's like a toll-free number or anything like that. Use your local number. And use the local address. So no PO boxes, no UPS stores, try to avoid shared office spaces. Use a local address and have your address so that Google can recognize and knows that it's a legitimate business. And second last is upload photos, as many as possible. So use work pictures, use the pictures of the owner, yourself, pictures of your staff, pictures of your logo, your people at work, trucks, stuff like that. And don't use stock images. And this is going to help with 2 different reasons, because the first is it's going to help your ranking because Google actually picks up on this stuff. And secondly is when customers are looking for your business, they'll be able to resonate with you a lot better if you have all these real pictures rather than a bunch of stock imagery. And lastly, list your hours of operation and the services that you offer on your Google business profile correctly. So how to add pictures, right? So once you claim this, if you don't have this as it's already, if you don't have this claimed and your Google business profile exists, then you'll have a little notification here where you can actually claim your listing. And then to edit your Google business profile, things have changed a little bit, where Google has made it right off the search bar here, where you type in my business on Google, and if you're logged in, you'll be able to actually edit everything on your Google business profile. And so in this section over here, you'll be able to click add picture, and you can see our client actually has their full scope truck over here, that their actual truck at work as their main profile picture. So this helps quite a bit with our trust and credibility. And then if you want to actually edit your profile or take a look at the insights, everything is over here. So you can see if you click performance, or if you click edit profile, you can read the reviews. And if you click performance, you'll be actually able to look at all the different insights. So if you want to see how many times you've been listed on the search, you've been listed on the maps, how many people have visited your website, how many people have actually requested directions, and most importantly, how many people have actually given you a call. And you want to see the trend, so you can actually break this down into 1 month, a quarter, last 30 days, and you can actually see all the different kind of insights as to what people are typing in, finding your business, how many people are actually on your, like, giving you a call, visiting your website, asking for direction. And this is very, very vital information to make a better judgment of which direction your business profile is headed. And so some of the best practices is update your pictures on a regular basis and keep continuing to make posts. So leverage your Google posts by actually posting. I mentioned 90 days here, but what we do with clients is we actually do once a week. I know sometimes the reason why we mention 90 days is because clients sometimes don't have time to be posting every week, but we actually post once a week, and that's what helps our ranking with a Google business profile. But the very minimum, because a lot of business profiles near you probably aren't making many posts, so leverage your Google post by at least posting once every 90 days. And make sure to respond to reviews. So if you have a bunch of reviews on your Google business profile, if they're all good, then just thank them for the opportunity to provide them a service. And if there's any negative reviews, so respond to them in a positive manner and try to get to a resolution so that people that are looking at the reviews are able to still see that as well, and answer any questions that get posted. And number two, right, this is going to be very important, is building citations and consistency with the name, address, and phone number. So you want to have lots of citations across the web, because then Google sees that this is a legitimate business, that they're listed in all these different directories, Yellow Pages, Yelp, Manta, all these different Home Advisor, all these different areas, so that, and then make sure it's the name, address, and the phone number are consistent. That's what you want to have, and you want to limit the number of duplicate ones that you have, and fix all the incorrect business information that you might have. So best tools for citations: Bright Local, White Spark, Advice Local, Moz Local. All these different listing platforms are very, very important. And so this is a scan that we run on the online. So the hoth.com/local SEO tool, which you can actually plug it in and see, okay, well, Bing, there's no listing found. On Yelp, everything looks good. But you can see that here, this number is 883-5066, although the name and the address are fine. But on Yelp, it's different, right? So this one, the number isn't consistent with what their actual business profile suggests over here. So making sure that all these different things are really taken care of. You can see on City Search, the name and the phone number are correct, but the address isn't correct. So we want to make sure that all these things are accurate. And so some of the best practices is manually claim and optimize the Google business profile. Use a tool like Yext for direct API to 50 of the top citation listings. Get listed major data aggregators, and leverage a tool like Bright Local Citation Finder to find niche listing opportunities. And I'll kind of show you a few here as well. So this is some of the top citations for pest control business, so porch.com. And so these are all most of them are, there's a bunch of paid ones, but most of them are free, and they have a free and paid version of them. So if you don't want to pay for any of them, go and find the free versions, and there's plenty of them. And you're able to actually list yourself on all these. So for example, pestfinderpro.com has a really good domain authority. So if you were to actually get yourself ranked here, it's listed here, it's going to help your Google business profile. Like same with some of these, right? Pestcontrol411.net or pestcontrolexperts.com. You can actually get yourself listed for free on some of these as well. So what you can do is go on brightlocal.com/citation builder/local citation sites for pest control to get a good list of some pest control citation websites to get yourself listed on. And the last thing is, you want to have a lot of good reviews, and make sure they're real. There's some companies out there that practice getting fake reviews. You want to make sure that all your reviews are real, and make sure that you have a lot of them. So you can see that the impact that their 420 reviews have. They're the number one company in pest control, Richardson. Of course, this is one aspect of it. As I mentioned before, this company has 1,100 reviews, a lot more than them. But with a combined strategy, we were able to get good reviews, get good citations, have their name, address, phone number, consistency, have their profile, have their posting, all that good stuff combined allows us to rank actually ahead of a company that has 1,100 reviews. And so what's a good strategy for driving consistent reviews? A lot of clients ask, well, we don't have enough reviews, how can we get more reviews? So first is leverage tools to request a review after every single service call. So if you've had a good experience, or your tech's had a good experience at a customer's home, there's lots of tools out there that can actually request a review, or send out an email requesting a review after every single service call that they get. And this sometimes what clients do is leave a printed review card. So you can have a QR code which customers can actually just scan and leave a review on. The next is train your techs, right? Plant a seed and deliver world-class experience. After that, ask for a good review. What you can also actually do is make a call after the service, walk them through the review process. Sometimes people don't understand how they can actually get to the Google business profile and leave a review. So you can make a call and walk them through that process, and build reviews and recognitions through your company culture. So make it sure that all the techs know that provide good customer service, and then right promptly after, ask for a review. You won't get a review without asking for one most of the time. So best tools for review automation right now: Nearby Now, Home Services, Review Buzz, Customer Lobby, Bird Eye. All these kind of tools are good for getting reviews. On-site optimization. So talking about on-site optimization, you want to have a strong website with good content and user experience, because this is going to help with, like I was mentioning, although on-page SEO and your website aren't directly related, they are in a sense, because your website's going to be it's going to be connected to your Google business profile. So you want to have all these different things that I'm about to mention leveraged on your website as well. So leverage multimedia to improve on-page time. What I mean is, if your website has, or you have a landing page on your website that just has a bunch of words and text and nothing else, chances are people aren't going to stay on that website for very long, and they're not going to read the content on there very long. But if you have some content, you have bullet points, you have a YouTube video, you have an infographic along with some images, now you're getting people to stay on your website for a little bit longer. So that's going to be very important. You want to create pages for each of your services. So on your Google Business profile, for example, under your Services tab, if you have that you offer bed bug control, termite control, you offer rodent control, and now you want to create a page for each of these services that you mentioned in your Google Business profile on your website as well, and interlink them all. Create pages for the cities that you serve. So if you service 5 different cities around your main city, create pages on your website for each and every single one of those cities as well, right? And make unique content for each of those cities as well. And you want to have the keyword in the title tag and the H1 tag. The title tag is what, when we type in, for example, pest control Richardson, Texas, the organic listing that we see, that keyword that's there, that's the title tag. And then when someone lands on the page, that's the H1 tag. So you want to have the main keyword in both the title and the H1 tag. The meta description, which is below it, the text below it, is what's going to sell the clicks, right? So you want to have your phone number, any promotions that you're offering, and mention how you're like the best pest control company in Richardson, Texas. Call this number and so, and that's going to sell that click for someone to land on your page to be able to call. On your website, you want to make sure that your name, your address, and your phone number are all in the footer. A lot of the times, customers or potential customers scroll to the bottom of the website to see all this information, so you make sure it's there. And you want to have a blog section with ongoing updates at all times. And you want to focus on your page speed as well. So this is a live example of someone that lands on the website. If they land on the home page and they don't land on location page, well, they can actually get a free quote, either chat with our client or call the Greenville location, the Dallas location, or the Charleston location, whichever one that they're nearby. And you can see here, if someone types in pest control in North Charleston, if they actually get missed over here, they have an opportunity to get clicked over here. And you can see the description, it says, at Vinks Pest Control, we offer pest control in Charleston, South Carolina with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Pest control Charleston, South Carolina is in the title tag as well as the H1 tag, as now they have double the chance of actually getting clicked and called and getting a lead. And again, to reiterate, we can see that they have about 1,256 organic searches, 229 organic calls, 351 calls from the Google Maps. The average cost per lead only $2.65. They get 13,000 visitors per month to their website who stay on an average of 1 minute and 6 seconds, which is really good for a local website that produces a lot of content. Another live example. So this is our Full Scope Pest Control, which is a pest control company in Kingwood, Texas. Again, request a code, call, and all, they can actually chat with them. So we have put a chat feature for all our clients as well, and they're able to give them a call, request a quote, or chat with them. And again, Pest Control Kingwood, Texas, they're right over here, but they're also in the organic section as well. And again, 168 map calls from their different Google Maps that they have. And a few off-page SEO tips, so things that you don't necessarily do on your website or your Google Business profile, but claim and optimize your Google Business profile, get a lot of citations on the web, build up online reviews, leveraging best, like I said, Bird Eye, Review Buzz, Customer Lobby, all that stuff, and build authoritative links to your website from other websites. So if you start getting placed, your website starts getting placed in all these blogs and articles all over the internet, that's what's going to help not only your maps, but it's going to help your website as well. And strategic content syndication. So you want to put a lot of content on your website continuously. A simple blog post just won't simply cut it anymore, right? You want to have more than a blog post. You want to link it to different articles, different sections, different resources so that people are continuously getting good value, right? And there's a new authority signal generation approach. So AT basically is a way for Google to determine who to rank. So it's called expertise, authority, and trust. So on this image right here, you can take a look at Google My Business signals take up 25% of the ranking factor. Link signals, another 16%. Review signals, 15% on page. So these are some of the things that we talked about right here, which make up more than 50 to 60%, right? Up to those citations. 60% actually are made up for the Google Map Hack from these things that we actually talked about. So these are really, really important factors on how to rank your Google Maps. And so this is an SEO periodic table. So quality of your content, so anything to do with content, quality, research, keywords, freshness of your content, right? You don't have content there that was made every 6 months or whatever it might be. Multimedia, like I mentioned, adding YouTube videos, infographics, answers. So we add an FAQ section for every single page that we make. It's very important. The depth of the content that you're creating, the way that your website's set up, right? The structure, the architecture of it, so that Google crawlers can actually crawl your website. It's mobile friendly. There's no duplicate content. It's fast. It's safe. There's a lot of different types of URLs, right? And then HTML, so meaning like your meta titles, your descriptions, the structure, the headings, all that stuff is set up, right? And then so as you can see that content actually makes up the biggest. So content and the architecture make the biggest amount of effect on your website. And again, authority, engagement, reputation, value, anchors, links, and then a big chunk also is where they're visiting from, if it's local, user experience, the history, the intent, and then some things to stay away from, like schemes, stuffing of your website, keywords like pest control in Richardson, Texas is the best pest control company, that Richardson, Texas, like things like that. You want to stay away from things like that, and things that are emerging now, right? Because a lot of voice searches are there, so like voice, image, video, all that stuff is actually growing now for SEO. And so some of the special ranking factors like proximity, relevance, and prominence. So again, proximity, if you're trying to rank in Dallas, Texas, but your Google business profile is in Richardson, Texas, you will not rank. So Google actually looks at proximity. How relevant is your business? So if you're a lawn care business that also offers pest control and it's a secondary category, well, if someone's looking for pest control, there's a little bit of less chance than someone that's specifically only offers pest control for you to be able to rank. And prominence, right? So how prominent is your business? So the EAT, the brand mentions, the link signals, the number of views, all that stuff will make a difference. So these things combined are the ranking factors for SEO. And again, all these things that we can go over are basically things that you can actually, on pages for each service, main cities, optimize the title tags, H1s, unique content. For GMB, just to kind of recap, add to Yext, add to major data aggregators, put system in place for driving online reviews, add new citations on an ongoing basis, claim and optimize your maps, push content, new blog posts on a weekly basis. We do blog posts every single week, and signals, right? So your EAT, your expertise, authority, and trust, get different links from different types of authoritative websites, embed your maps onto your location pages, fresh content on the websites, all that stuff's going to make a big difference. And so if you wanted a free lead flow acceleration session, so we'll do an analysis of your online visibility, what it looks like right now, a custom keyword list of the most important search terms that are searched in your area, a ranking report where we show where you currently rank for these keywords, an analysis of what your online directory listings and the consistency of those are right now, analysis of your online reviews and your online reputation, which is really important, your social presence, your website conversion effectiveness, so we can kind of take a look and analyze what your website's set up and how it's set up, so that you know that if it's set up for people to come on and actually convert. So you give us a call at 604-900-2116 and you can actually schedule a free lead flow acceleration session. This is completely free of charge. There's no selling on this. We'll sit there and we'll analyze your website and go over everything step by step to show you exactly where your website stands, right? If you actually wanted a free Google Maps resource, like if you click on pestcontrolseos.com/GMB, you actually see our free guide. It's about 6 chapters, and there's a few preliminary things that you can actually follow step by step to really get started. There's an SEO checklist that I have as well. So if you go to pestcontrolseos.com/checklist, take a look at this checklist. It's actually going to help with your pest control company as well. So takeaways, what did you learn from this, right? So I hope you took notes. There's some things that you noticed. There's something that you'd like to share. Feel free to reach me at 604-900-2116, and we can actually have a chat if you if there's some questions that you had, right? So if you also want to type in "let's talk" in the comments, and if you're looking for some help, I will reach out to you as well. And so if you want a free SEO review of your website, so again, online visibility, all that stuff that I mentioned, you can give me a call at 604-900-2116, and let's talk. Thanks.